Anyway, the opening segment was Nick Aldis in the ring introducing Cody. He does his entrance for 3 minutes. The crowd goes batshit. And they plug the king of the ring. It's the king and queen of the ring. It's king of the fucking ring. Does anybody give two shits who the queen of the ring is? But
well, you don't. Jesus.
Apparently,
what is your problem if there's a king?
Do a queen of the ring show. I'm sick and tired of it. We're gonna have an elimination chamber and the women, a Royal Rumble and the women, a fucking 12-man gang and the women.
I don't know why you went there. No, we're not.
But anyway, I just want everybody to have their own match or night or event or whatever, instead of goddamn every time that men do something, the women have to do it on the same show, and then we have to look at two of them, because then it just waters down both. Anyway, explain this to me, Brian, because this was said, but I'm having a hard time figuring out how they're going to work it. Because Aldis says, well, Cody, now that you're here, I'd like you to meet your next challenger in Saudi Arabia at King of the Ring. And they play the music, and out comes Logan Paul. And they said champion versus champion. And when they were doing the promo, they're holding up both belts. That can't be for both belts, but they gave the impression it was. Or was I just mistaken?
No, they gave the impression that both belts were on the line, which is puzzling to begin with. It's really puzzling considering the show's in Saudi Arabia, and it's a U.S. champion.
Well, they like Logan Paul in Saudi Arabia because he's a big social media guy. Maybe he had the match with Roman there in Saudi Arabia, didn't he?
He's had several big matches in Saudi Arabia.
But the question is, how are they going to... Cody doesn't need the U.S. title. They don't want to unify those titles, and how are they going to get away with Logan Paul not losing this match?
There are two options. One, you could do something they haven't done in a while, just an old school screw job for the fans, but people used to not care, and then they did. Double count out, double disqualification, whatever it may be. Or you put the belt on Logan Paul.
But they ain't going to do that.
I don't think so. But then again, I will say, and I'm not comparing one thing to the other, but I was always surprised in 98 how quickly they got the belt off Austin after beating Shawn Michaels for it. He didn't need the belt. I'm not saying Cody is Steve Austin.
Yeah, but no, well, the whole thing, Cody needs the belt because this is the whole point, is that he now won the belt. And I'm not saying he needs to hold it for, Bruno levels, but I don't think he needs to lose it in 2 months.
And I'm not saying he will or he should, but we're just talking this out.
Yes.
But should it be a Dusty-like situation? Or is it automatically where Cody is better chasing and having shorter runs and getting fucked over? Dusty was always getting fucked over. He always had a grievance that the fans felt. And if Cody got fucked over by Logan Paul in Saudi Arabia, who jumped on a jet and went back home with the belt, there's something for Cody to be pissed about, something...
Oh, there's something for many people to be pissed about.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just... Because otherwise you're beating Logan Paul, and that makes no sense. He's the U.S. champion. Why are you beating him again? And they made it sound like it was title for... They said title for title, didn't they?
Yeah, they said champion versus champion. And Cody made the remark, well, I've never held that, or there was some remark made that they wanted each other's belt, but, and Logan Paul even said he's the star of the WWE. He wants to kick off the Logan Paul Levesque era.
Great line. Great line.
Yes, I'm interested in this match. They did a great promo. The whole thing about, is it belt versus belt, or is it just champion versus champion, was it presented in a confusing way. And yeah, that's what Cody said, if I win your U.S. title, I'll be the Grand Slam champion. Well,
I mean, they were talking about a title for title match. That's what the whole promo was.
So I'm intrigued about seeing them wrestle, and Cody in Saudi Arabia at King of the Ring, he can beat Logan Paul, and it doesn't hurt Logan Paul, even though Logan Paul's the U.S. champion, but not with the U.S. title on the line.
Bingo.
So I don't know what the fuck is going on here. And I wrote at the bottom of this, how are they going to get out of this? But we got to monitor this situation.
Which one of Logan Paul's friends will be dressed as a bottle on this pay-per-view? That's how they'll get out of it.
But but they're not going to beat Cody. Are they going to do a DQ?
I'm saying I agree. I don't think they will. I was presenting a scenario where they could. I don't think they will. So that means he has to beat Logan Paul either by pinfall or by a screw job finish, which will the Saudi Arabia fans react negatively to a screw job finish, or will they just understand that's part of the wrestling event?
What if they do the old deal where Cody beats the bottle? The bottle tries to interfere and Cody jerks him in and covers him and the referee counts and he beats the bottle.
I think only if the bottle was a bigger star than the people that have been in, like if the bottle was revealed to be Randy Orton or something,
Well, and I was about somebody out there is going, Cornette's serious. No, I'm not. But we will find out, hopefully, between now and the actual event. We'll get a clarification on the title situation and who's going to win what if who wins who or beats who.
He said, I'm going to pin you on the prime bottle in the middle of the ring.
Yeah. Logan Paul is a great fucking promo, and what a talent he is becoming. And I'm not opposed to the match because, like I said, he's such an asshole and he can talk so well. You can beat him in a world title match, and he would still have the U.S. title, and he could still brag and blah blah blah. I don't know what's going on here. And then how do you get the U.S. title off of Cody if he wins it because if you beat him, you're beating the world champion.
Well, the other question is Logan Paul ever going to be full-time, or is it still going to be him just sweeping in and sweeping out? It's almost like the Roman Reigns schedule. Maybe not as drastic as that, where he's just gone for months at a time.
Isn't that like an old song, like sweeping out and sweeping in?
But that's the thing. He shows up before a big Saudi event. You always know he's going to show up in the weeks before that and set up a match before WrestleMania, Royal Rumble. But is he going to be there week in and week out on that TV show?
Well, that is another question we're going to have to answer. Maybe he just might need to get his little butt whooped if he ain't going to put the time in and grind like our friend Ostrich, grinding.
Hey, real quick before you move on, any thoughts at all on the dynamic between Cody and Nick Aldis at the start?
Yeah, well, Nick he is the Adam Pearce is the genial, friendly, helpful, honest, faithful general manager, while you can tell Nick Aldis is the one that is probably out for his own selfish, ulterior motives in some cases and is all business and doesn't care what happens to anybody. So I think there's got to be a little tension amongst the world champion and the guy running the show, but they're not making Aldis the full-fledged heel like Vince was, where he's just doing outrageous, slanted or biased things. And if they don't do that, then they won't fall in the same trap they were before, where, the company was just always the heel, and it can be more about Aldis's personality, and that way they can throw some wrinkles into various things, because that's something Aldis would do, right? But it not making the whole company look fucking crooked.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you gave that a full-throated endorsement.
I think Aldis is doing a great job, but there's always that little dynamic where...
Yeah.
Is he on someone's side? Does he have an agenda? What is his purpose? Like, what is guiding him? There's something. And again, there's always a history. There's a history with him and Cody.
There's something in the way he moves.
Keep going. Let's hear the next lyric, Jim.
That's all right.
Keep going. Let me hear the next line.
He excites me like no other general manager. Something